Good morning, beautiful souls. Welcome to another episode of Morning Mind Dump with Trie. I am your host, Trie, the barefoot artist, hugger extraordinaire, and your friendly guide to all things mystical and inspirational. Today, we're getting a little woo-woo and diving into those magical signs from the universe. You know, those little nudges that people, you might go, is that like the universe is trying to tell me something, or somebody up above is trying to tell me something? Well, let's start off with a little self-discovery. Have you ever felt like the universe is just screaming at you to take a break? Maybe it's like a recurring thought or a sudden urge to retreat into solitude. It's your soul's way of saying, hey, take a breather and figure it out. What do you really want in life? I know I think about that all the time. But next up is like intuition, right? Trusting your gut can sometimes feel a little like a leap of faith, but you know, the strong inner feelings that you have are signs from your higher self, and you need to learn to trust your higher self. So whether it's, thinking about taking a left turn instead of a right, or a hunch about a new opportunity, or a hunch about a person, the feelings that you get from like certain people. I know energy is real, so you have to go with your instinct, and you might not feel comfortable around certain people, and you wonder why. That's your instinct telling you that maybe you don't want to be friends with them, and that's okay. So using your instinct, your intuition is your best guide. You can always like ask people for advice, I suppose, but I do that less and I go with more of my intuition. So, which leads to growth, because once you rely on your own intuition, you have trust that you're making your own decisions, right? And if something goes wrong, you can only blame yourself. But growth is like one of my favorites, because for the past year and a half, I feel like I have grown into this oak tree. When you start seeing signs and that like fresh opportunities around the horizon, and it's like the universe sprinkling a little luck your way. And I like to embrace those moments, especially if they come in like a series. It just lets me know that I'm on the right path. And who couldn't forget about balance? The universe loves to remind us that life is a dance of wins and losses, losses. Everything can't just always go our way, or otherwise we never learn to trust our instinct and our intuition, right? There's no reward without a risk. So if you feel like you're like teetering on the edge, and just know that it's all part of like the universe's grand plan, or God, or angels, or spirit guides, wherever you believe. The last part of this signs I want to talk about is spiritual awakening. And this is the real woo-woo part, because this is your sign to go deeper. Whether it's like through meditation or yoga, or go to a retreat, or draw, however you detach and go within. These moments of heightened subconsciousness are a call to connect with your true self, your higher self, to be like quiet in your own mind. So speaking of signs, right, I have two stories. A little personal story that I can share with you now on calm level is I think I've gone through the stages of grief through my divorce, about my divorce. And I don't know, is appreciation part of that? I don't know. I have to look that up. But anyway, I one quality I really truly appreciated about my ex-husband was our uncanny ability to connect over the same signs. One funny one is he was going to buy a really, really expensive drum set at Guitar Center, and we both noticed that there was a car in the parking lot that said error, the license plate, and we both kind of laughed. and he bought it anyway, and he used it for a few years, but then it collected dust in the garage, so didn't pay attention to the sign. That was literally a sign, and I forgot about that. But like, you know, we always did that though. We could notice the same numbers, um, lyrics and songs, you know, real signs, and go, oh, didn't somebody just say that? Or, you know, watching a movie and it would say something that we were talking about. Or, it was just weird. But it was a good weird. And that's like really one things that I really appreciated about our relationship. And that it wasn't just me like noticing these. It was like we had our own little, you know, inside joke. You know, those moments of connection were very magical, and I miss that. I miss that. Um, don't really have anybody to bounce off my signs with, but you know, at least I notice them and I can talk about them in my podcast and share a little bit of laughter. But oh, so check this out. Last night, I felt like the need to watch Pete's Dragon. And I haven't watched that show in a long time, and I don't know, it was just a fun inner child movie that I felt like I needed to watch. So, yeah, I was watching that last night, and on the lighthouse, I noticed the numbers 1879. And whenever I'm watching a movie and particular numbers come out at me, I really do feel like that is a sign from the universe, my angels, and my guides. So, of course, I had to look it up. And do I really feel like the angels were talking to me? Yes. Because when I looked up the numbers 1879, it said that it brings a message about pursuing your true soul's calling and fulfilling a life's purpose as a light worker. And it's all about beginning or expanding a practice, profession, or hobby that helps others. Hello, this is why I'm doing this podcast. So, yeah, it it even suggests that meaning suggests that you're nearing the end of a phase and new opportunities are on the way. And I do feel like that. I've had some ups and downs. I'm now pet sitting. It's another means of income. And yeah, I just keep finding things that I love to do in order to make money. So that I don't have to go to a crappy job and feel unfulfilled. Yeah, I might get my bills paid, probably quicker. Maybe, I don't even know. That's not even a guarantee, you know. But I could work my ass off, working for somebody else and have to be on a schedule, which sometimes is not an option for me. Anyway, but yeah, I do believe that I am a light worker. I do remember I was sitting in a diner one day, and this woman was very quiet, but she said hi to me, and we had a little chuckle about what was going on in the diner, and then we ended up talking, and she told me a story about her daughter being in a car accident, and she was really upset. So I, of course, gave her a hug, and it was a nice long one, and I think she really needed it, and I believe I did too. And after a hug, she said, "You're a healer, aren't you?" And I didn't quite understand, but I'm learning that's what light workers are. We're put on this earth to help other people, to connect with them, and that's why I hug people, because that's my healing abilities. It does help people, and a lot of people talk to me and they tell me all kinds of personal stuff, and I like helping people, so I am embracing myself. And yes, I do believe that these numbers, 1879, was a sign from my angels saying, yes, you are doing a good job. Keep it up. Keep it up. And excuse me. I know that this is a great opportunity for me to voice my positivity and get my perspective out there to the world. And it's therapeutic for me. And I do trust more and more that I have faith that everything happens for a reason, even though I've gone through some stuff. If I didn't, I wouldn't be the person that I am today, and I wouldn't be as grateful for what I do have. And I don't have much. And it is actually good that I don't have much. Not having much allows me more freedom to live my life the way that I want to live. And I know, in divine timing, if somebody is supposed to come along and share this with me, then they will when it's time. I'm not pushing it. I'm not out there like I was before, in desperate need of like a person, thinking that was going to be my security, because I'm completely happy on my own, and I'm not codependent anymore, and I'm not a people pleaser, and yeah, so many things. So many things I've learned in the past year and a half. It's pretty crazy. But I love looking at numbers. I love looking at signs. Or looking up the what it means, and symbolism and stuff. It helps me know that what I'm doing is what I'm supposed to be doing. So, that was a long ramble. It is about 2:45 in the morning. So I apologize if there's any cars going by. I really can't figure out a best time to record. I don't have a quiet space. I have to do this when I can do this. So that's just a little side note if you hear any noises in the background. But so today's poll question is, what is the most common sign from the universe that you notice in your life? What is the most common sign from the universe that you notice in your life? Do you have repetition numbers? Do you have, do you see the same animal? Do you, what is it to you? What does it mean to you? So head on over to my social media. Let me know. Songs. Do you hear songs? Do they speak to you? Do you have dreams? with specific messages, or do you experience like synchronicities with people, experience coincidences that feel like just too perfect? I could go on and on, but anyway, I want to hear your stories. So I will leave you with a little sprinkle of inspiration with a quote by Rumi. Don't know if I'm saying that right or not, but anyway, your heart knows the way. Run in that direction. It's a good quote, and it's simple. Your heart knows the way. Run in that direction. A lot of times we overthink, sometimes about love and relationships. We overanalyze it, and then we don't make a decision, or we make the wrong decision. It's too quick. Pause, think about how your body feels with whatever's going on, and go with it. So that's it for today. That's my morning mind dump. My lovely listeners, my whole 12 people that have been following me on Spotify. I really appreciate you a lot. This podcast has only been going for about a month. I think at the end of May. 2 months. And I think 12 is a good number for 2 months. And maybe that will double after this podcast. So don't forget to go to my social media, answer the poll questions, let's interact, let's talk about it. And don't forget to share this podcast, or just this episode, or the whole podcast. Like I said, the more followers, if somebody could get something out of it, that is my purpose. My purpose is to help myself and help others. And so this is why I have this platform, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it a lot. I will be doing it only 5 days a week instead of 7, because not only do I do the broadcast, I do graphics, social media, and my art, and I got a lot on my plate right now, actually. But I'm enjoying it. I really, really, really like this creative toolbox that I have going. So yeah, a little plug about myself. I am a art life coach. If you don't know what that is, it's just obviously somebody that, if you've heard about life coaching, somebody to root you on, basically. I'm here to root you on. But if you also want to learn a little bit of art therapy, and not in the clinical sense, more just like along with your therapist or whatever. This is by no means me being your therapist, but it's another tool to have to learn neurographic art as a way to de-stress, or deal with your anxieties, or it really is good for ADHD people, even though everyone that I've talked to that has that refuses to even try it, which I'm not quite understanding that, or they try and then give it up, right? Because they're not really focusing and taking that time to listen to themselves and be quiet in themselves. A lot of times people have a hard time doing that for more than 10 minutes. And I am now up to hours and hours of just I could just draw for hours and not have any music or any other distractions around. And it really is very peaceful. So I highly recommend you do it. If you want me to teach you, I can. Just let me know. Or you can just look it up. There's plenty of YouTube videos about it. But if you would love my company, as I would love your company, I could teach you and we could have a great time. I think that's it for today. Keep grounding yourself, keep growing, keep following those signs that the universe is telling you. Peace, love, and hugs.